They raised the roof.
Today I want to share with you some of my experiences in that role and help you understand sort of my approach to leadership. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, to share with you, I don't want to say this is an erudite approach to it, but I think the key to leadership is delegation. And I want to talk to you about that from three perspectives. First, how it benefits me as a leader. Second, how it benefits you when I'm delegating responsibilities to you. And third, how it benefits the club to be using delegation as a primary tool of leadership. So, starting with me. My first time I was president was, I think it was 2014 to 2015. And I became president shortly after learning I was going to be a father. And I was a little concerned about becoming president and knowing that I was going to be taking time off. And so I had to come up with a plan for how I could be president. And then shortly after becoming president, I was also asked to become the area director. So I knew I was taking on both those roles and taking 12 weeks off somewhere in there to do paternity. And so I had to find a way to get everything going. We'd had some turnover in terms of the officers, and we lost our previous two presidents. And so the key thing I thought was getting everyone else moving. So I was able to actually convince our previous past president to come back as a VP of Education. She had started to lose some interest, but I needed that energy. And then once we had that in place, I knew that if I stepped out, I had someone else who could step in. And then but also thinking, what happens next year? So then delegate.
True. And that if there's a way to focus on the present and to kind of feel into, the sensations, like how does the air feel right now? What is the temperature on my skin, and how is my breathing right now? Or, am I really feeling the ground beneath my feet? That it would get me out of my head and allow me to be present here, which enables me to listen and focus and not be quite so distracted. Because I know my younger self was so consumed with all of these thoughts that felt so uncontrollable. And I think I lost a lot of time because of that. So I think that's definitely how I was mentoring myself.
Time after time, we plateau in our lives and we forget about our former selves. And we forget the joy that we had when we first learned something new as a young child. And the older we get, the more and more that plateau effect takes effect on your life. And there's a lot of regret, and there's a lot of remorse on what you did in the past. However, we're living right now. We have our future ahead of us, and we need to remember that we can't change the past. We can only move forward, and we should always take it upon ourselves to better ourselves. And be it with education, be it with just a task, doing something every day. Like Warren said, there are different scopes of life that we have, and we should always learn to improve any segment of our lives to actually make ourselves move forward and challenge ourselves and better ourselves in the future. So I would just like to encourage you all to better yourself. Thank you.
That by listening and really focusing on everyone's grammar, that it will make me a more erudite speaker. So I'll start with who used the word. John used it, Venus, Brian, and Michael. So thank you all for using your words, or using the word impromptu in your speeches. And I noticed a few familiar quotes today that I thought, I don't really think about like these little samples of language that we use on a regular basis, but I think that they're, here I'll just say what they are. So pearls of wisdom, John, you used this, and then Ryan, you used, rub people the wrong way, and I think that these are like these are kind of familiar sayings and quotes, and I was just thinking about how kind of interesting it is that there are these familiar sayings that we use throughout time, and I think that they kind of help connect us and help connect each other's experiences, just because it's something that you've heard before. So you can immediately resonate with that, and then it can kind of help carry on a speech. So I wanted to bring that up. And Alice, I really liked your, you used in fact, just as a transition from topic to topic, and it's just not a transition that I think of that often, and just wanted to bring it up.